Hi everyone, this is AJ. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first episode of my Christmas countdown series, 12 Days of Christmas. Each day I'm going to be reviewing a Christmas movie or Christmas something, giving my thoughts on it, getting the spirit, getting the mood, ready for a wonderful Christmas, considering what happened last year with us all being in lockdown and all this sort of stuff. So without further ado, 'tis the season, let's get started. Okay, so for this first episode, I decided to watch the film The Christmas Chronicles, starring Kurt Russell. Now, it wasn't my choice, it was the wife's choice. I gave her a load, I said to her, pick something, we'll watch that. So, ultimately, she decided to choose The Christmas Chronicles. Okay, so The Christmas Chronicles was a movie that came out in the year 2018. It is a Netflix movie. It was rated PG and runs for 1 hour and 44 minutes. The film was directed by a Clay Catis, and one of the producers on the film was actually Christopher Columbus, who had directed the Home Alone movies years before, in the early 90s. We may come to them in this series. We'll have to see. Now, this film stars Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, jolly old Saint Nick, Derby Camp, who's recently been seen in Clifford the Big Red Dog, which is a wonderful film. She plays a character called Kate. Judy Lewis plays Teddy. Oliver Hudson plays Doug. Kimberly Williams as Claire. And there's a special appearance at the end by Goldie Hawn as Mrs. Claus. Now, with the exception of Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, all these characters form a family. Yes, they're all a family. The backstory of the film is that Doug, the father, played by Oliver Hudson, he's passed away. He was a firefighter and he's died. And since then, the family has sort of become fractured and broken, this sort of thing, with no real Christmas joy left in them, with the exception of Kate, Derby Comp. She hasn't stopped believing. So, looking through old video footage that her dad used to record on this old camcorder that has been bestowed upon her, she sees evidence that Father Christmas does actually exist and sets out to prove his existence. Now, her mother, Kimberly Williams, Claire, she's has to work on Christmas Eve. She's called into the hospital, or to help out, because there's no one else to help these people. She has to go in, leaving the children alone. Teddy himself, the older brother, he's on like a path of destruction, where he's getting involved in Grand Theft Auto and this sort of thing. The thieving of cars. Anyway, he reluctantly decides to help Kate out by recording. They set up a recording device and they actually catch Santa Claus in the act of leaving presents. Hijinks ensue. They get into his sleigh and stuff happens, and it looks like Christmas is nearly ruined because they call Santa to crash his sleigh and all this sort of stuff. Then come a series of events whereby they go on a joyride in cars. I wouldn't say joyride. They take a car that's already been stolen to get to where they need to be, and all this sort of stuff. And ultimately, they have to come together to save Christmas. So as a film, I remember watching it when it first came on. I do like Christmas films. I do like the season of Christmas. And this film is no exception. It was a lot of fun. Kurt Russell is fantastically cast as Father Christmas. It gives a fresh spin on the character, so much so that you can tell that he enjoys, the character of Santa enjoys the fact that he's off on Christmas Eve being naughty, doing things like being chased by police in the cars and all this sort of thing. All that, and he's relishing in it. He hopes that the truth doesn't get back to Mrs. Claus, but he's secretly loving what is going on and this stuff. It's a very heartfelt film. Obviously, it deals with the loss of the father, and you come to learn that the eldest son has actually written to Santa asking to see his father again, which is something that Santa can't do, unfortunately. But what Santa does, or Kurt Russell Santa does, is he comes into the fray. He has got this letter, he has read this letter, and by the end of the film you come to realise that everything was actually planned on Santa's part for the most part. He done all this to get this family back together, and in doing so enjoyed doing it. Even though we get the impression that Christmas is at risk, it never actually is from Santa's perspective. Santa's always, you know, he knows what he can do. He knows what he can do with the help that he's given if they come on board and all this sort of thing. So it's a fantastic film. It's very light-hearted, family fun, entertainment. The only area of the film that doesn't really work for me are the little elves, the cartoonish elves that are in the film. The CGI with them, the look of them, doesn't really work the best for me. But it's a really enjoyable cast, it's a really enjoyable film. Like I said, Kurt Russell just knocks this out of the park. He's a joy to watch in this film, and as an actor you can tell that he's having fun while making this film. And all I can say is I'm jealous of this guy's hair and beard. For the most part he grew this all himself, and I can't believe a geezer at this age has such a wonderful head of hair, when you take into account people like me. Yeah, jealousy ensues. So if he really was Santa, I'd ask him if I could have a head of hair like his. But there you go. But no, very enjoyable film. A great way to kick off the 12 Days of Christmas. If you haven't seen this film, you really should. It should be on everyone's Christmas list. A sequel was made, which we may or may not come to later down the line. We shall see. So anyway, so that's the end of this review. Fantastic film, wonderful way to kick off Christmas. My missus made a good choice with this film. I do like it primarily for Kurt Russell's performance. He's wonderful in this film. He's an A-list star, and he brings his A game. He makes Santa Claus so appealing and so likeable. It's just fantastic, and he gets a song number within the film as well. What can't be liked? So anyway, so thank you for watching. This is AJ. Tomorrow come back again for my next film. I don't know what that is yet. We shall have to wait and see, but we'll find out same time tomorrow. This is AJ. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a good beginning to the holidays. Take care all, and goodbye.